In 2021, Dune was released to critical acclaim and overwhelming fanfare. Denis Villeneuve's sci-fi spectacular earned over $400 million at the box office, and that success has led to a highly anticipated sequel. In November of 2023, Dune will return. And just so you're up to speed on all things spice in space, here is everything you need to know before watching Dune Part 2. Thanks to its vast world, complex characters, and lore deeper than the desert home of a giant sandworm on planet Arrakis, Frank Herbert's 1965 novel Dune was once deemed impossible to put on the big screen. Denis Villeneuve's 2021 movie adaptation has firmly proven that statement false. The Canadian movie man is far from finished with this mind-bending universe, though. This makes now the perfect time to recap the story that has captivated so many fans around the world. Dune begins 20,000 years into our future. Mankind has fought, won, and survived a war with computers, and as a result, banned them from existence. Humans now live in an interstellar society. Planets are the new countries, with noble families reigning over their worlds and those who inhabit them. The rarest and most valuable commodity within this society is a substance called spice melange, simply known as spice. Spice is everything from a status symbol for the wealthy to a highly addictive drug. It is also the secret to space travel. Spice can only be found in one place, deep in the unforgiving desert of the planet Arrakis. Now, it may sound like running the show on such a planet would be a dream job, given the earning potential and power that comes with control of such a rare commodity. Yet, whoever rules the spice must contend with those jealous families looking to snatch that control away. They must also contend with the giant sandworms that lurk beneath the surface of Arrakis' vast desert, and the planet's indigenous population, the savage and fearsome tribe known as the Freemen. This all sounds inhospitable, but let's also note that the surface temperature on this planet often reaches around 160 degrees Fahrenheit, or 70 degrees Celsius. In order to survive such harsh conditions, the inhabitants of Arrakis utilize still suits. These futuristic fashion statements not only protect the wearer from the sun, but they come with a built-in water reclamation and purification system. When the wearer sweats or urinates, the suit collects this moisture, cleans it, and turns it into drinkable water the wearer can take a sip on at any time through a tube clipped at the neck. In Dune Part 1, the Atreides family, or the House Atreides, are expected to make full use of the still suits when they are sent from their home planet to Arrakis and tasked with the job of ruling over the desert world and mining its most valuable resource. Duke Leto Atreides, played by Oscar Isaac, becomes the fiefholder of Arrakis. This decision has come down from Emperor Shaddam IV, but it does not come without its casualties. As to make room for House Atreides, the villainous House Harkonnen are removed from power on Arrakis. This is soon revealed to be a trap for House Atreides deployed by the Emperor. This ploy is fueled by jealousy, and it eventually results in House Atreides being almost wiped out in an attack by the Emperor's forces and those of House Harkonnen. Duke Leto Atreides dies in the conflict, though he is survived by his son, the heroic Paul Atreides, expertly played by Dune's star, Timothée Chalamet. Duke Leto's concubine and trusted advisor, Lady Jessica, also survives. Throughout Dune Part 1, Paul Atreides frequently experiences dreams and visions of the future. These offer us glimpses into what awaits, and influence Paul's decisions during his journey. These dreams feature a mysterious young woman played by actress Zendaya. Paul's mother, Lady Jessica, is a member of a significant social and religious order known as the Bene Gesserit. The Bene Gesserit are a sisterhood, and each member possesses advanced physical and mental capabilities. Sarah Ferguson's character is an acolyte of this order, mistress or concubine to Duke Leto Atreides, and the mother of Timothée Chalamet's Paul. This is not only a significant story piece thanks to Paul's standing as Dune's hero, but because the Bene Gesserit possess the unique ability to choose the gender of their offspring. Lady Jessica was instructed to bear a daughter, though she refused and instead gave birth to Paul. By the time Dune Part 1 takes place, Lady Jessica has long been teaching her son the ways of the Bene Gesserit. This leaves Paul Atreides as a highly skilled martial artist, and it also leaves him with superior powers when it comes to mind combat. After the evil Baron Harkonnen, played by Stellan Skarsgård, resumes control of Arrakis by deadly force, Lady Jessica and Paul Atreides flee into the desert. It is here that the mother and son meet the Freeman and come to terms with Paul's position as the Muad'Dib, or the Messiah. Dune Part 1 comes to its conclusion as Paul Atreides faces Freeman member Jameis in a duel to the death. Paul wins the conflict, joins the Freeman, and unites with the girl from his visions, Zendaya's character, Chani. With Paul's father failing to successfully navigate the political minefield on planet Arrakis, it is now up to Paul to bring peace to the world. Even with a recap of the events so far, though, there are many characters whose importance has not yet become fully clear. Let's examine the people of Dune, the houses and the tribes that will likely play major roles in the upcoming installment of this incredible franchise. Starting with House Atreides. House Atreides are one of the Empire's major houses. Their home planet is Caladan, an ocean planet, one starkly different from the desert wastelands of Arrakis. With Oscar Isaac's Duke Leto Atreides quite literally out of the picture thanks to his death in Part 1, House Atreides will be represented by Dune's main character, Paul Atreides. Lady Jessica will also return. Both Timothée Chalamet and Sarah Ferguson are reprising these roles. The War Master of House Atreides is Gurney Halleck, an impressive warrior and one devoted to Duke Leto and his son Paul. For Dune Part 2, Josh Brolin will play the character once again. House Atreides' fiercest rivals are House Harkonnen. This family calls the heavily industrialized planet of Gadi Prime their home. They are led by Stellan Skarsgård's Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. Baron Harkonnen is backed up by his nephew, the savage, psychotic Glossu Rabban Harkonnen, known appropriately as Beast Rabban. This character will return in Dune Part 2 and will once again be played by Marvel star and former WWE wrestler Dave Bautista. Rabban's younger brother, the cruel and charismatic Fade Rautha Harkonnen, will also appear, with Elvis star Austin Butler bringing the classic character to life on screen. This detestable faction were presented as the main threat to House Atreides in Dune Part 1, yet joining House Harkonnen on the villainous side in Part 2 will be Emperor Shaddam IV. The Emperor and his plans had great effect on the events of Part 1, even though the character did not appear on screen. This will all change with Part 2, as the legendary Christopher Walken will be playing the character. The Emperor's daughter, Princess Irulan Carino, will also make her first appearance and will be played by Florence Pugh. Underneath the Emperor and the Princess are the mighty Sardaukar. The Sardaukar are perhaps the most dangerous and ruthless military force in Dune. One of their adversaries, the Freemen, will also continue their journey. Zendaya's Chani will stand side by side with Paul Atreides. The tribe's leader, Javier Bardem's Stilgar, will also feature. The sandworms of Arrakis will likely continue to terrorize the planet's inhabitants. These magnificent creatures are worshipped by the Freemen and feared by all. These worms are sensitive to rhythm and noise, making mining for spice an exceptionally dangerous job. Sandworms also possess bile in their stomachs, which is highly poisonous to humans. From the inhuman to the intimidating, Dune's world contains a wide variety of colorful characters, and there are likely to be many surprises once Denis Villeneuve's highly anticipated sequel hits theaters in November of 2023. It's undoubtedly an exciting time to be a film fan, and an even more exciting time to be a fan of Frank Herbert's classic novels. Dune is an easy world to get lost in, but armed with this knowledge, your chances of survival aren't all that far from those of Paul Atreides himself.